Hello everyone. In the previous session, we had discussed about the piezoelectric materials, shape memory alloys, shape memory polymers, magnetostrictive materials, magnetorheological materials, and so on. Now here, in this session, we'll try to discuss in depth with respect to these materials and also related effects of the each and every individual materials, and also if possible the main applications with respect to that. The very first thing what we are discussing is with respect to the what we can say the piezoelectric materials. As you know, the piezoelectric materials that produces the voltage when the stress is applied. Since this effect is also applied in a reverse manner, a voltage across the sample will produces the stress within the sample. The suitably designed structures made from these materials can therefore be made that bends, expands, or contracts when the voltage is applied. See, the piezoelectric electric materials are having the major applications depending upon the what we can say the usage. Especially in the case of by using the piezoelectric materials, the entire material or it may be the entire metals, it can be bent or it may be expanded or even the contracts when the voltage is applied. These things will happen because as we know that the main principle with respect to the piezoelectric material means if you start applying the voltage, there is a chances of the expansion or it may be a contraction. The stress is developed in the material. As the stress starts developing in the material, there is a chances of expansion and as well as a contraction. Because of this property, what we can say, the expansion of the material and as well as bending of the material and even the contracting of the material, that it can be achieved very easily. The shape memory alloys and as well as the shape memory polymers. Nowadays most of the applications where the high-end applications are based on the shape memory alloys and as well as the shape memory polymers. And the shape memory alloys and as well as shape memory polymers are the material in which the large deformations can be induced and recovered through a temperature change or the stress change. Normally we used to call this as the pseudo elasticity. As we know that the shape memory alloys, here in this case there are three entities. One is nothing but a shape, the second one is nothing but a memory, the third one is a alloy. See, as we know that alloy means it is what we can say a mixture of two materials. Even in that also normally it will be a metals only. But in the case of the composite materials, the two or three materials what we are mixing it, either it may be a metallic material or it may be a non-metallic materials. But in the case of the shape memory alloys, most of the materials what we are using, it is a metallic material only. For that reason only it is called as the alloy. The alloy is having its memory of the what we can say the product desired product. Any material automatically, once if it is use it for the application, the loading will take place. Because of the loading, there may be a chances of deformation. Once if the deformation starts changing it, then there will be a chances of expansion in material. The expansion material, it can be contracted by inducing a thermal or by means of a temperature inclusion. Once if the temperature, because of the temperature change or by giving a small amount of heat, automatically the stresses what it has been developed in the material, that it can be recovered. Even in the normal materials also or even in the normal metals also, the recovery is possible, but 100% recovery is not possible in the normal metals. But in the shape memory alloy, up to 95% of the shape memory, it can be recovered very easily. In the same way, the shape memory polymers are also developed and it's also having its application. The shape memory effects results due to a respectively martensite phase change and a induced elasticity at high temperature. As we know that the smart materials should have a shape memory effect. These what we can say, the shape memory alloys is having the two different structure. The one is the martensite structure, the another one is the austenite structure. This in detail with respect to the structure that we are discussing in the further topics. The next topic is nothing but the magnetostrictive materials. The magnetostrictive material exhibits the change in shape under the influence of the magnetic field, and also exhibits the change in their magnetization under the influence of the mechanical stress. See here in the case of the magnetostrictive material, if you start giving a what we can say the magnetization or the magnetic field is applied, then there is a change is taking place. Change is nothing but the stresses. In the same way, what we can say, the magnetic shape memory alloys are the material that changes the shape in response to the significant change in magnetic field. The fourth category is nothing but the holochromic materials. Holochromic materials are the commonly used material that changes their color as a result of changing acidity. One suggested application is for the paints that changes its color to indicate the corrosion in the metal underneath them. As you know that the holochromic material, this holochromic, what we can say holochromic, the principle, it is already adopted and it's already there in the nature in the chameleon. If you take an example of the chameleon starts moving over the tree, that chameleon, it will changes its color to the particular tree color only, and if it starts moving over the what we can say the leaves, it will turns to green. Depending upon the circumstances, the entire thing is changing it. The same principles, or what we can say the same thing, it is adopted in the case of the paints, and these type of materials are having the applications in nowadays. Thermoelectric materials. Thermoelectric materials are used to build the devices that converts the temperature difference into an electricity, and even the vice versa. By using this, what we can do is we can generate electricity, and we can produce electricity by using these thermoelectric materials. The sixth category is nothing but the magnetorheological fluids and as well as the electrorheological fluids. The magnetorheological fluids are the normally it's also called as the smart fluids, which carries the fluid and also what we can say a magnetic material in it. When the magnetic field is subjected, the fluid viscosity starts increasing it, and it will become something like what we can say a semi-solid materials, or it may be a viscoelastic solid. Importantly, the yield stress of the fluid when in its active on and state can be controlled very accurately by varying the magnetic field intensity. If you take an example of the magnetorheological fluids, in the magnetorheological fluids or even in the general oils, if you start mixing the nanoparticles of iron, and if you start applying a magnetic field to that, automatically the viscosity changes. Once if the viscosity starts changing, it means automatically the property of the fluid starts changing it, by which automatically the damping effect will increases. These materials are having a major application in the landing gear mechanisms. Either it may be the electrorheological fluids or the magnetorheological fluids are used depending upon the type of applications. The magnetorheological fluids is different from ferrofluids, which has smaller particles. Magnetorheological fluid particles are primarily on the micrometer scale and are too dense for Brownian motion to keep them suspended. The ferrofluids particles are the primarily nanoparticles that are suspended by a Brownian motion, and generally will not settle under the normal condition. As a result of these, two fluids have a different applications. The next topic is nothing but the electrorheological fluids. Electrorheological fluids are the fluids suspensions of the extremely fine non-conducting but electrically active particles. These particles size varying from a 50 micrometer in diameter. In an electrically insulated fluids or insulating fluids, the apparent viscosity of these fluids changes reversibly by an order up to 100,000 in response to an electrical field. For example, a typical electrorheological fluid can go from a consistency of liquid to that of a gel and back with a response time an order of the normal application. The ER fluids is in fast acting hydraulic valves and even the clutches, and even in the case of the brakes in what we can say the high speed applications. In simple terms, when an electric field is applied, an electric hydraulic valve is shut or the plates of the ER clutches are locked together. When the electric field is removed, the ER hydraulic valve is open or the clutch plates are disengages. On the other hand, the common application of the electrorheological fluids is with respect to the brakes and even in some cases the shock absorbers. As I told in the while discussing with respect to the magnetorheological fluids, the landing gear mechanism. In the landing gear mechanism, the electrorheological fluids are having a major application than that of the magnetorheological